It's late, maybe 11 p.m., maybe closer to midnight. You get up to use the bathroom, and before your feet even hit the floor, you hear it. The soft jingle of tags, the click of nails on hardwood, and then, right on cue, a nose nudging the bathroom door open just enough to squeeze through. Your dog just had to come with you. Again. Most people laugh it off. Oh, he's just clingy. Or they tell their friends, she won't even let me pee in private. And honestly, that's fair. It's pretty funny. But behavioral science tells a completely different story about what's actually happening in your dog's brain in that moment. What your dog is doing right now is one of the oldest survival responses still running in a living creature on this planet. And it's not clinginess, not even close, and most owners have no idea. If you want to understand your dog on a whole new level, you're in the right place. Hit subscribe and join the Brilliant Paws family. We break down the science behind what your dog does and why. Now, let's look at the most obvious reason because it sounds totally reasonable. Your dog follows you to the bathroom because they love you and don't want to be separated. Simple as that. They're attached, maybe a little needy, and you're their whole world. Okay, sure. But here's the problem with that. If it were purely about love and separation, your dog would follow you into every room equally. But most dog owners notice a pattern. The bathroom, specifically, gets the most attention. Not the laundry room, not the garage, not the kitchen, even though you literally make their food there. And think about it this way. Your dog has options. If they just wanted to be near warmth and comfort, they could go back to their bed. If they were bored, they could choose something. If they were anxious, they might pace or whine, which is different from quietly pushing a door open and sitting in a 4x4-foot tile room watching you brush your teeth. So why the bathroom? Why that specific room? Why that specific level of focus? The real answer goes back way further than love. It goes back to a time when losing track of a pack member, even for 90 seconds, could mean something terrible had happened to them. In 2014, researchers at Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest ran a set of studies that changed how scientists think about dogs and human attachment. The lead researcher, Dr. Marta Gakshi, and her team put dogs through a version of what's called the strange situation test. This is the same test that's used with human infants and their mothers. Here's how it works. The dog is in a room with their owner. Then the owner leaves. A stranger enters. Then the owner comes back. What they found was extraordinary. The dogs behaved almost exactly like toddlers. When the owner left, the dogs showed clear signs of distress. When the stranger entered, they pulled back. When the owner returned, they rushed toward them for comfort, then quickly settled and went back to exploring the room. That exact pattern, that sequence, is the foundation of what psychologists call secure attachment. And here's the part that matters. 61% of the dogs in the study showed what's classified as a secure attachment style to their owners. The same number you'd expect in a healthy human infant and parent relationship. Your dog does not just love you in a general, fuzzy, warm way. They have formed a specific psychological bond with you that mirrors the bond between a baby and the person keeping them alive. So when your dog follows you to the bathroom, they are not being annoying. They are performing one of the most deeply wired behaviors in attachment psychology. They are not being clingy. They are telling you that you are their safe base. Their anchor, the one thing that, when present, makes the world feel okay. If that just hit different, drop a paw emoji in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. We drop new dog science videos every week right here on Brilliant Paws. But here's where it gets really interesting, because this isn't just psychology, it's chemistry. In 2015, a team led by Dr. Takafumi Kikusui at Azabu University in Japan published a study in the journal Science, and what they found sent waves through the scientific community. They measured oxytocin levels in both dogs and their owners during interaction. Oxytocin, in case you haven't heard it called this, is sometimes called the bonding hormone. It's what floods your brain when you hug someone you love, when a mother looks at her newborn, when two people feel genuinely close. Here's what they found. When a dog and their owner made eye contact, both of their oxytocin levels went up. The dog's went up. The owners went up. Together. This is a feedback loop. You look at your dog, you feel good, so you keep looking. They look at you, they feel good, so they keep looking. And around it goes, building the bond stronger with every exchange. Now here's what makes this so unusual. Wolves, the closest relatives to domestic dogs, don't show this response with humans at all. Wolves raised by humans, socialized from birth, still don't produce this loop with people. Neither do cats for the most part. This specific chemical response co-evolved between dogs and humans over thousands of years. It is not an accident. It was selected for. Now think about what happens when your dog follows you to the bathroom. They are keeping the loop alive. They are keeping you in their sensory field. They are making sure the oxytocin keeps flowing and the bond stays intact. That's not neediness. That's biology doing exactly what it was designed to do. When did this start? To understand that, you have to go back about 15,000 years. Before agriculture. Before written language, before cities or roads or any of the structures we think of as civilization, there were humans living in small groups, and there were wolves living nearby. At some point, probably around campfires, the boldest and least fearful wolves started creeping closer. They got scraps, they got warmth, and gradually, over many generations, the ones who were most comfortable around humans survived and bred. The fearful ones moved off and stayed wild. What emerged from that process was not just a tame wolf. The genetic changes that happened during domestication were significant. In 2017, researchers at Uppsala University in Sweden found that domestic dogs carry unique insertions on chromosome 6 linked to hypersociability, the drive to seek out and bond with others. Wolves don't have those insertions, and the bond went both ways. In 2011, archaeologists confirmed a burial site in Germany dating back 14,000 years where a dog was buried alongside humans, placed deliberately, with care. These weren't just working animals, they were family. And that was true from almost the very beginning. Your dog following you to the bathroom is not a modern quirk. It's an ancient behavior that has been built into them across 15,000 years of living beside us. Now I want to tell you about a study that nobody really talks about because the result seems impossible at first. A study out of Canisius College in New York looked at people who let their dogs sleep in their bedroom. And the data showed that yes, some people had disrupted sleep. The dog moved, the dog snored, the dog took up space and shifted the covers. And yet almost every single participant reported feeling like they slept better, safer, more at ease. How is that possible? The answer is that physical comfort and psychological safety are not the same thing. Your nervous system, the part that decides whether you are okay or not okay, does not run on mattress quality. It runs on threat detection, and for thousands of years, the presence of a dog near sleeping humans meant the perimeter was being watched. That feeling of safety you get when your dog is nearby, that's not irrational. That's ancient. Your nervous system recognizes that a dog is present and quietly reduces its threat level. Maybe your dog isn't disrupting your sleep. Maybe they're giving you something that a memory foam mattress, no matter how expensive, simply cannot. And this is where it gets really deep. A 2023 study published in the journal Scientific Reports looked at heart rate variability and cortisol levels in both dogs and their owners over time. Heart rate variability is the slight variation in time between each heartbeat. It's a really sensitive marker of your nervous system state. When you're stressed, it drops. When you're calm and well-regulated, it stays high. What they found was that bonded dogs and their owners showed correlated heart rate variability patterns. When the owner's nervous system was calm, the dog's was calm. When the owner was stressed, the dog's stress markers moved too. Their nervous systems were in sync. When they ran the same test with dogs and strangers, with dogs and unfamiliar people, there was no synchronization at all. This only happens within bonded pairs. It only happens when there's real attachment built over time. What that means is that sleeping near your dog, spending time near your dog, even having them follow you to the bathroom and sit beside you while you brush your teeth, is not just a psychological comfort. It is a neurological event. Two nervous systems running in parallel, regulating each other, calming each other down. There's one last thing I need to tell you, and it might be the most important part of this video. If your dog has been following you to the bathroom every single day for months or years, and one day they just stop, please don't brush it off. Dogs are creatures of deep habit. When a behavior that's been this consistent disappears overnight, there is always a reason. Sometimes it's environmental. A new pet in the house, a new person, a change in your schedule. Sometimes those things disrupt a dog's sense of safety and they pull back, but sometimes it's physical. Pain is often the first sign. Before a dog limps, before they show obvious stiffness, they may simply stop doing the things that require them to move quickly or follow closely. Stopping that trailing behavior can be one of the earliest signals that something hurts. And in older dogs, cognitive decline is real. Canine dementia affects an estimated 14 to 35% of dogs over the age of 8, and one of its earliest signs is a change in following or social behavior. Your dog does not have language. They cannot walk up to you and say something is wrong. Behavior is the only way they can tell you. When a behavior changes suddenly, that is them telling you, please listen. So the next time you get up in the middle of the night and you hear the jingle of tags, the click of nails, and feel a wet nose pushing through the bathroom door, remember what's actually happening. 15,000 years of evolution, a neurochemical feedback loop that no other species on Earth shares with us in quite this way. An attachment system built to mirror the bond between a parent and child. All of it pointed at one thing: you, specifically you. Being close to you is the safest place in their world, and if the science of synchronized nervous systems and shared cortisol patterns is right, it might just be doing something for you too. If this changed how you see your dog even a little bit, subscribe to Brilliant Paws and drop a comment below. I want to know one thing. Does your dog follow you to the bathroom every time? Sometimes? Never? Tell me in the comments. And if you want to understand why your dog licks your face, that's the next video. And trust me, the reason is even stranger than you'd expect.